Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. The former unified champion Anthony Joshua has been sparring with Tyrone Spong, the heavyweight out of Suriname, as he prepares for his rematch with Andy Ruiz Jr. on December 7th in Saudi Arabia. And in terms of sparring partners and facing a guy who's of similar dimensions to Andy Ruiz in terms of height and reach, and also Spong being quite explosive, it's actually a decent choice. And many people will know Tyrone Spong as the former kickboxer who recently missed out on a payday with Alexander Usyk after failing a VADA test. But putting that aside, in terms of Anthony Joshua working with Spong, giving him the opportunity to try get some rounds in here, I actually like this as a sparring partner for Anthony Joshua. I think he can replicate some of the things that Andy Ruiz Jr. does. He's a very explosive fighter, decent hand speed, and actually it's one of the better sparring partners I think we've seen Joshua have in camp. And just to catch you up if you've missed out on some of the others, or just a refresh, so Anthony Joshua has also been working with Hussein Muhammad. He's a German prospect. See here on screen, Joshua in camp. Here's a little clip that Hussein Muhammad posted to his social media. Also, we've had Timothy Moten. He's been in camp with Joshua in Sheffield. You've got Albon Pervazaj, another unbeaten German prospect. Tom Little, the UK heavyweight, he's been there too. And Derek Chisora, he is going to be giving Joshua some work to this camp. So 6 sparring partners that we know of now for Anthony Joshua. And he does have these bigger camps in terms of sparring partners. Not all of them are there for weeks on end. Sometimes it's just a few days. And some of these guys have been and they've gone now from Anthony Joshua's training camp. Hussein Muhammad, for example, was there in early October. Albon Pervazaj, the middle of October. Tom Little, a week or so ago. But Anthony Joshua is leaving no stone unturned. He's getting a lot of work from some decent heavyweights in the heavyweight division. So I do like these sparring partners, and Ruiz Jr., as we've learned in recent days, has been working with a matchroom heavyweight, Michael Hunter. Hunter himself will be on that card in Saudi Arabia facing Alexander Povetkin. So overall, Joshua and Ruiz, I like what their camps are doing. Joshua is clearly getting plenty of rounds, and he's looking in some of the best shape of his career. And as we know, Joshua is always in shape, but sometimes the muscle mass and how much he's carrying has been a question, and has obviously led to, in some fights, a gas tank that maybe hasn't been optimal. But from these shots here, this one was Spong, and here's a graphic that I've whipped up. This is from recent weeks in his camp. He is looking a trimmer figure than he did, say, 4 or 5 months ago. And I think it was pretty clear in the month or so after that loss to Ruiz Jr. that he was trimming down. Some of the video that emerged, and here's some of it on screen, it did look like Joshua had already lost a few pounds, dropping a little bit of muscle even before training camp begun. And if we look at this from October 23 here, this is Tom Little on the left with Joshua, same day with Albon Pervazaj, and then you have Tyrone Spong. This is November 1st, looking in very good shape, looking trimmer than say 4 or 5 months ago. And even just a recent video of Joshua having a birthday cake, etc. See here on screen. He does look like he is going to be coming in lighter for this rematch. And I do think that is going to be a good idea in the context of the way that Joshua may want to fight. Obviously, he's the bigger man against Andy Ruiz Jr. He's 6'6". He's got an 82-inch reach, which is 8 inches over Ruiz Jr. Often Joshua likes to fight at the mid-range, but if he is going to fight differently, it's more likely he's going to be fighting at long range, using the height, the reach, trying to make Ruiz Jr. close the distance, trying to make Ruiz Jr. pay when he tries to do so. So I do think that Anthony Joshua is going to come in lighter than the 247 pounds that he weighed for the first fight. It was 247 3/4. I believe he'll come somewhere around 240 pounds, there or thereabouts. He's looked good at that sort of weight before. He was 242 for the Joseph Parker fight. He did those rounds easily enough, but a different fight, and styles do make fights. But Ruiz Jr. will be trying to to put him under pressure, close the distance, and let his hands go. So Joshua, can he fight an outside fight? Well, he's going to give himself a better opportunity if he is coming in a little bit lighter in terms of less muscle. Obviously, that is probably going to aid his stamina, which if it's going to go to a decision, he's going to need to have a fuller tank to make sure that he can go the distance. But what do you make of Anthony Joshua sparring Tyrone Spong? I think it's a good move, and probably for Spong, after losing that Usyk fight, he probably needs the paycheck. Joshua reportedly pays quite well for his sparring partners. But in terms of him being a smaller heavyweight, more compact, explosive, decent hand speed, I think he can replicate some of what Andy Ruiz Jr. It's not completely like for like, but I don't mind it at all. And Joshua, you can clearly tell, is working hard, and I think he will be coming in lighter for this fight. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.